They fought together as brothers in arms. They died together, and now they sleep side by side. To them, we have a solemn obligation. The obligation to ensure that their sacrifice will help make this a better and safer world in which to live. Fleet Admiral Chester W. Nimitz at the ceremony of the official surrender of Japan, September 2nd, 1945. On the 24th of February, 1885, Chester William Nimitz was born to Anna Josephine and Chester Bernard Nimitz. Chester Sr. died 6 months prior to the birth of his son, who was born in the small, prominently German-American town of Fredericksburg, Texas. Nimitz's primary father figure was his grandfather, who was a former sailor in the German Navy. Consequently, Chester showed an interest in the military and ended up applying to West Point, but did not receive the appointment. Nimitz decided to continue studying until an appointment opened up at West Point. However, after being notified that there was an opening at the United States Naval Academy, Nimitz took the opportunity. By 1905, Nimitz had graduated the Naval Academy with distinction, showing an early sign of his natural leadership tendencies. Nimitz served on the battleship Ohio and the USS Baltimore before he was commissioned as ensign. During this time, he also spent a few years in Germany and Belgium studying the new technology known as the diesel engine. He played a pivotal part in incorporating the engine into the fleet oiler Maumee, which he took command of shortly before World War I. During Nimitz's time commanding the Maumee, the United States declared war on Germany. Nimitz's ship played a crucial part in the efficiency of the American Navy, as the Maumee provided the first ever underway refuelings to American ships in the Atlantic. He also became an aide to Rear Admiral Samuel Robinson, commander of the Atlantic Submarine Fleet. Like most other military men, Nimitz was assigned and reassigned to numerous ships and posts, leading up to and throughout the duration of the First World War. However, in Nimitz's case, he distinguished himself as a natural-born leader by quickly moving up the ranks and was appointed admiral by President Franklin D. Roosevelt in December of 1941. He relieved Admiral Husband E. Kimmel due to the recent advance of the Japanese Navy after the attack on Pearl Harbor. Under the title of admiral, he was the commander-in-chief of the Pacific Fleet and Pacific Ocean areas. Under this designation, Nimitz displayed and utilized his extraordinary valor and leadership, ultimately leading the United States to a victory in the Pacific theater of World War II. Nimitz's most important test came shortly after his promotion to admiral at the Battle of Midway. This battle was fought over a small U.S. base approximately halfway between the American and Japanese mainlands. Prior to this battle, the Japanese displayed naval superiority over the United States. However, with Nimitz in command of American strategy, a Japanese surprise attack was spoiled, and Nimitz's forces were ready to ambush the shaken Japanese fleet. The Japanese forces were decimated, losing 4 valuable aircraft carriers, while the United States lost only 1 of the 3 carriers present. This victory, led by Nimitz, became a turning point in the prominently naval Pacific theater, dulling the edge that the Japanese previously had over the United States. Nimitz becoming admiral quickly put a stop to the Japanese advance toward the United States with a victory at the Battle of Midway. Nimitz, known as an ingenious strategist and tactician, rapidly became a renowned and experienced commander of the Pacific, with crucial victories at the Battle of Coral Sea, the Battle of Midway, and the Solomon Island campaigns. Because of these decisive victories, Nimitz was promoted to Fleet Admiral, a new naval rank enacted by Congress in 1944 that would serve as the highest rank in the United States Navy. This promotion attested to the success and outstanding leadership of Nimitz throughout his service during World War II. In the latter part of the Second World War, Fleet Admiral Nimitz led another series of successful campaigns in the Battle of the Philippines, the Mariana Sea, and the Battle for Leyte Gulf, taking the Pacific one island at a time. Nimitz also utilized amphibious attacks at Iwo Jima and Okinawa while also planning Operation Starvation that disrupted Japanese transportation and logistics. In his time as fleet admiral, Japanese naval superiority in the Pacific came to a halt and was replaced by American domination. After several losses in the Pacific and the first use of atomic warfare, on September 2, 1945, the Japanese officially surrendered to the United States, ending the hostilities of World War II in the Pacific. Nimitz's victorious record in the Pacific earned him the status of signatory for the United States for the Japanese surrender at the Bay of Tokyo, aboard the USS Missouri. Nimitz so greatly exemplified what American victory stood for, and thus served as a representative for the U.S. at the Japanese ceremonies of surrender. His efforts also earned him a Distinguished Service Medal, awarded to him by President of the United States, Harry S. Truman. Though his accomplishments at the time were beyond adequate, Nimitz left a lasting legacy that went beyond what his actions alone achieved. In the post-war period, Nimitz was appointed the Chief of Naval Operations, where he accomplished the task of bringing the U.S. Navy down to its wartime size while still maintaining American naval superiority. Nimitz also promoted the conversion of U.S. submarines from diesel to nuclear power, another huge step in the efficiency of the U.S. Navy. Along with that, Nimitz endorsed and actively participated in restoring relations between the United States and Japan. This reconciliation of relations between the two countries was very successful, and Japan remains one of our biggest and most important allies in Asia to this day. Nimitz received numerous decorations from the United States, including having a ship named after him. He also received over 15 awards from nations all over the world, thanking him for his service. Yet another testimony to his first-class leadership. After several years of contributing to the betterment of the San Francisco Bay Area, where he resided, he suffered a stroke. On February 20th, 1966, after months of complications from the stroke, Chester William Nimitz was pronounced dead and was buried with full military honors. From a young boy raised in a small town in the Texas Hill Country to the highest-ranking officer in the U.S. Navy, Chester W. Nimitz personified all of the characteristics that a leader should possess. Nimitz climbed the ladder from midshipman to fleet admiral to become one of the most powerful and influential people throughout the duration of World War II. From aiding the American cause in the First World War to representing the U.S. as signatory for the official surrender of Japan in World War II, Chester Nimitz displayed extraordinary resolve, valor, character, and honor, all of which made him the great leader that he was.